Samyukt Kisan Morcha took out tractor rallies across Punjab. Not only did they touch the 116 villages where land is proposed to be acquired through the land pooling policy of Punjab government, but they also went about towns seeking support of common people. I'm Ruchika Khanna, and in today's episode of Decode Punjab, I'm joined by my colleague Rajmeet Singh as we bring to you what exactly is happening on the ground. Rajmeet ji, when the SKM had decided to have a tractor rally on this day, initially all the opposition parties had promised to back the SKM. So, did they back the SKM today? What is the ground?
Yeah, you rightly said they had promised and assured to back but they were not seen. Rather, they are holding their own rallies. Yesterday, Sukhbir Badal had held a rally in Mohali, and few days back, Raja Vading had now they're planning to hold their parallel rallies because they see it as a emerging political issue. ਰੁਚਿਕਾ ਜੀ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਦੱਸੋ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅੱਜ ਟਰੈਕਟਰ ਰੈਲੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ 160 ਪਿੰਡਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਟੱਚ ਕੀਤਾ, ਇਹ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਸਕਸੈਸਫੁਲ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਜੀ?
ਰਾਜਮੀਤ ਜੀ, ਮੇਰੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਰੈਲੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ, ਇਟਸ ਬੀਨ ਵੈਰੀ ਵੈਰੀ ਸਕਸੈਸਫੁਲ. So the land that is supposed to be acquired, about 65,533 acres of land is what the Punjab government wants to acquire. ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਜ਼ਮੀਨ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਜੀ, ਇਹ 116 ਪਿੰਡਾਂ 'ਚ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਆ ਐਂਡ ਕਰੀਬ 22 ਜ਼ਿਲ੍ਹੇ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅਫੈਕਟਡ ਨੇ. ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਜ਼ਮੀਨ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਲੁਧਿਆਣੇ ਸ਼ਹਿਰ 'ਚ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਆ, ਤੇ ਇਹ ਕਰੀਬ 45,000 ਔਡ ਏਕੜ ਜ਼ਮੀਨ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ, ਜਿਹਦੇ 'ਚੋਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ 21,550 ਏਕੜ ਲੈਣੀ ਹੈ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀਅਲ ਜ਼ੋਨਸ ਵਾਸਤੇ, ਐਂਡ the remaining land is to be acquired for residential purposes. So the biggest show of strength was obviously in Ludhiana district. From what we hear from the ground, the rallies began from Jodha, जहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा जितने सबसे ज़्यादा ज़मीन आनी है, from Jodha, from Kumkala, from some villages of Samrala, Machiwada. These are the areas where the protest was massive today.
ਤੇ ਰੁਚਿਕਾ, ਹਾਊ ਡੂ ਯੂ ਸੀ ਇਹਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪਬਲਿਕ ਸੈਂਟੀਮੈਂਟ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਮੋਬਿਲਾਈਜ਼ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਇਸ ਪਾਲਿਸੀ ਤੇ ਵਿਜ਼ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਲੈਂਡ ਪੂਲਿੰਗ ਤੇ?
ਸੋ ਰਾਜਮੀਤ ਜੀ, ਪੰਜਾਬ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਾ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ, ਸਾਡੇ ਇਹਦਾ ਗੱਲ ਕਹੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ, ਜ਼ਰ ਜ਼ੋਰੂ ਔਰ ਜ਼ਮੀਨ, ਇਹ ਤਿੰਨ ਕਾਰਨ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ which leads to fights or agitations. These are the three contentious issues. But in Punjab, it is always zameen which comes first. So in a state, where there is no other resource, land is the biggest and the most valuable asset that people hold. When land is so valuable for people, and when you try to say that we're going to acquire it, and for every acre of your land, we're going to give you a small piece of residential land and a small piece of commercial plot, it obviously, impacts the livelihood of the people. ਸੋ ਨਾਟ ਓਨਲੀ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ ਵੀ ਸਾਡਾ ਲਾਈਵਲੀਹੁੱਡ ਜਾਏਗਾ, ਸਾਡੀ ਫਰਟਾਈਲ ਜ਼ਮੀਨ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਚਲੇ ਜਾਊਗੀ, ਅਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ. ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਪੁਸ਼ਤਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਇੱਕੋ ਪਿੰਡ 'ਚ ਬੈਠੇ ਹੋਏ ਹਾਂ, ਅਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਪੁਸ਼ਤੈਨੀ ਜ਼ਮੀਨ ਜਾਇਦਾਦ ਛੋੜ ਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਾਈਏ ਕਿੱਥੇ, ਤੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾਵਾਂਗੇ ਡਿਸਪਲੇਸ ਹੋਵਾਂਗੇ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਰੀਏ ਕੀ. ਸੋ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸੈਂਟੀਮੈਂਟ ਹੈਗਾ ਨਾ, ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਧਦਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ, ਤੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਆਪ ਦੇ ਪੋਲੀਟੀਕਲ ਰੈਪਰਕਸ਼ਨਸ ਵੀ ਨੇ. ਹੁਣ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਇਹ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਵੀ ਆਮ ਆਦਮੀ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਰੂਲਿੰਗ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਹੈਗੀ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਡਿਸਾਈਡ ਕੀਤਾ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹ ਲੈਂਡ ਪੂਲਿੰਗ ਪਾਲਿਸੀ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਈਏ. ਸੋ ਇਨੀਸ਼ੀਅਲੀ ਦੇ ਆਸਕ देयर MLAs that you go and you meet people in the villages and you start talking to them. So the MLAs, apparently a lot of them refused, and they said that the moment we go, people ਲੋਕੀ ਸਾਡਾ ਕਰਾ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ. So then they decided that they will send their other leaders in the area, the block presidents, the zonal presidents, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਭੇਜਣਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ. ਉੱਥੇ ਵੀ 3-4 ਪਿੰਡਾਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਘਿਰਾ ਘਰੂ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਤੇ ਲੋਕੀ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਵੀ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਹਟ ਗਏ ਨੇ. ਹਾਂਜੀ, so I think on the ground the sentiment is becoming very anti-establishment, because people see this as an attempt to take away the only valuable asset that they own. So Rajmeet ji, what exactly is lacking in this policy? You've been writing on land issues for quite some time. You understand this issue. What exactly is lacking, and why are the people so what do they have to say?
It's a very interesting question, Ruchika. This policy was introduced by Akalis. First of all, the land pooling policy, it went very smoothly in Mohali. It was primarily in Mohali. So why suddenly there is opposition to it? because
And interestingly, Mohali did not see as much opposition as was
there
seen
is
elsewhere.
opposition, but it is more predominant in the other part because the larger areas in. ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡਾ ਰੁਚਿਕਾ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਸ਼ੂ ਦੋ ਨੇ। ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਇੰਨੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਲੈਵਲ ਤੇ ਐਕੁਜ਼ੀਸ਼ਨ ਕਦੀ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੇ ਕੀਤੀ ਨਹੀਂ। It was 500 acres, 2000 acres, 1500 acre. Suddenly, which has aroused a lot of suspicion in mind of people कि why 50,000, 60,000 in one go? ऐसा की emergency आ गई है गवर्नमेंट ਨੂੰ, right? Second question ਇਹ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ land policy introduced ਸੀ, the government was very smart. They would put two things in your platter. First is कि देने compensation लेनी ओ ले लवे, देने land pooling लेनी ओ ले लवे. So they had both the options.
And also they were offering jobs to people in lieu of land.
Yeah, they were offering. अच्छा फिर होया कि they successfully did in Eco City in Punjab, then they did in IT City in Mohali, then Aero City. And they were successful, though they increased the size of their land pooling plots. They did variations. But ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡੀ ਗੱਲ ਇਹ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਐਨੀ ਹਿਸਟਰੀ ਸੇ ਪਾਲਿਸੀ ਲਿਆਂਦੀ ਗਈ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਹਦੀ ਸੋਸ਼ਲ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅਸੈਸਮੈਂਟ ਹੁੰਦੀ এনवायरमेंट ਅਸੈਸਮੈਂਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਾਈ। ਇੱਕ ਪਬਲਿਕ ਹੀਅਰਿੰਗ ਕਰਨੀ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਲੈਂਡ ਐਕੁਜੀਸ਼ਨ ਐਕਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਪ੍ਰੀਐਂਬਲ ਹੈਗਾ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ।
You mean the social impact assessment was not done?
ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਾਈ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਰਿਐਕਸ਼ਨ ਲਈ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ, ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ, ਉਹ ਇਹ ਬਾਈਪਾਸ ਕਰ ਗਏ ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਬਲੀ ਦੇ ਵਾਂਟਡ ਟੂ ਐਕਵਾਇਰ ਦ ਲੈਂਡ ਇਨ ਕੁਇਕਲੀ। ਸੋ ਲਾਰਜਲੀ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਸਪੀਸ਼ਨ ਇੰਨਾ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੀ ਲੈਂਡ ਖੋਹ ਲੈਣਗੇ। ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਸੋਰਸ ਆਫ ਐਵੋਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਚੇਗਾ। ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਮਾਲ ਫਾਰਮਰ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਐਪਰੀਹੈਂਸ਼ਨ ਆਇਆ ਕਿ ਲੋਕ ਹੁਣ ਕੋਰਿਲੇਟ ਕਰਨ ਲੱਗੇ ਫਾਰਮੂਲਾਜ਼ ਨੂੰ। ਫਾਰਮੂਲਾਜ਼ ਦਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੀ ਜ਼ਮੀਨ ਲੈ ਲਈ, ਉਹਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਸਾਡੀ ਜ਼ਮੀਨ ਖੋ ਰਿਹਾ। ਜਦ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਐਂਟੀ ਐਸਟੈਬਲਿਸ਼ਮੈਂਟ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਫੀਅਰਸ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਦੇ ਹੈਵ ਜਸਟ ਅਗੇਨ ਵੇਕਨ ਅਪ।
So, Rajmeet ji, since 1980, there have been several attempts to acquire land.
Yes.
Land was acquired for making Goindwal Sahab,
Ji.
the industrial estate. It was acquired for Gobindpura, where they
Yes.
wanted to set up a plant,
Yes.
a power plant. It has been the sugar mills of Punjab.
Yes.
All the defunct sugar mills, the land was acquired. There are so many urban estates where pockets of urban estates
Yes.
where actually development has not taken place. I mean, it's been developed, but the takers nahi hai. They, do you think in such a scenario, from what we hear about 27,000 odd properties are there which are lying vacant. So in such a scenario, do you think monetizing land through this land pooling policy, is it justified?
See, thing is, it could have been successful in some other state, but seeing the Punjabi sentiment, emotional Punjabi, ਉੱਤੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ basically land acquisition ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ on the close of ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਭਾਰਤਮਾਲਾ ਵਾਸਤੇ land ਵਾਸਤੇ ਇੰਨਾ dispute ਹੋਇਆ, farmer ਦੀ ਇੰਨੀ agitation ਹੋਈ, supreme NGO government of India ਨੇ intervene ਕੀਤਾ, NHI ਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਹੈ, last year it was.
Yes, that's
so
right.
on the close wheels of it ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਹੁਣ ਇਸ ਦੂਸਰੇ people were already irritated by that. So ਇਸ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਸਪੈਸਿਫਿਕ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਨੇਚਰ ਹੈ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਫਾਰਮਰ ਦੀ ਇਹ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੈਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ।
So what about the urban estates where lands are completely lying unutilized?
Exactly, in Patiala, in Bathinda, in Amritsar,
in Budlada, in so many places.
See, the problem is those lands have been acquired. Even in Mohali, there are sectors which were acquired 15 years back, and they have not been developed. Multiple issues: the choice of land, the land prices, few takers for the plots, and interdepartmental issues like sewerage, water connections.
So the government has been saying that of late about 130 odd acres of land, people who own about 130 acres of land have come forward and given their consent for the land pooling policy. So ਇੱਥੇ I'd like to ask you कि ये ਜਿਹੜੇ urban estates which land pay rates. Okay, let's just go to Mohali, where the land pooling policy was already in place. How successful has it been in Mohali? I'm sure there's still
the present or the previous one.
I'm talking about the previous policy, which was there in.
Previous was very successful, though some people took money. ਜਿਹੜੀ compensation announce ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ land acquisition act ਦੇ under, but majority went for land pooling. And it was so lucrative, like, you could, they started with 16 marla. Initially, when the Akalis brought this policy, that you own just 16 marla of land, which is less than, there are 20 marlas in acre. So, you have 16 marlas, they will give you 100 square yard of plot and a 10 square yard of a commercial plot. So, then they increase to 1 canal. which this government has, again changed.
Yeah.
So it was so lucrative that it had become a lot of investors in Mohali just came from Haryana, from Delhi, from Himachal.
So how far is the government allegation true कि ये ਜਿਹੜੀ सारी ਦੇ सारा protest हैगा, it is being funded by the builder lobby?
No, not in Punjab. I don't think in Punjab there are large.
Because you just said that builders are the ones who own a large chunk of this land.
In Mohali,
so are these people the ones who want to protect their own land, and they are the ones who are funding this agitation?
In Mohali, basically, there are factor. There is an international airport. This is a business. This is industry. So it has its own nature. Where they acquiring land, they are nowhere near the airports or the road connectivity.
Sultanpur Lodi, these are the towns.
There is no logic.
There is no logic.
Punjab is already expanding, and they have done experiment with, Sukhbir had done experiment with EcoCity 1, the new Chandigarh. They were initially, we also wrote about it, that they are defaming, they are renaming Chandigarh or a lot of things, but it has successfully come up. A lot of people from Himachal and Punjab are buying their properties here. Then in AeroCity Airport, Chandigarh International Airport came up, lot of expansion is happening. It's just because it's a growth, it's a natural growth. So, Ruchika ji, ਹੁਣ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਦੱਸੋ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਅੱਜ there is a, I would say a rumor, like seeing the public sentiment, government is thinking of rollbacking the policy. ਕੋਈ ਏਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਹੈ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਸੁਣੀ?
Rajmeet ji, as of now, these are just, as you mentioned, these are just rumors.
Yeah.
But yes, there is a lot of pressure on the government, not just from the opposition parties and the farmer unions and the general public, but also from within the party.
Okay.
Malvinder Singh Kang, who's an Anandpur Sahab MP of Aam Aadmi Party, he's the first one who said that you need to earn the trust of the farmers when you bring in a policy like that. Other than that, today the MLA of Aam Aadmi Party from Ropar, Dinesh Chadda, he has also come out in support of the farmers, and he's reassuring the farmers. वो कह रहे ने बार-बार farmers ਨੂੰ भी you don't need to worry, मैं ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਖੜਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈਗਾ. So the pressure is on. Let's see how it goes. But as of now, it is just a rumor.
We are just 17 months away from elections.
We're just 17, 18 months away from elections. So obviously, any political party which is looking at staking a second claim at power would obviously not like to go into a place where they come in direct confrontation with the public. Thank you, Rajmeet ji. Thank you, viewers, for watching this episode of Decode Punjab from the stables of the Tribune. Do continue to read your favorite newspaper, which is the Tribune. Do follow us on all our social media handles across X, on Instagram and on Facebook. Thank you.